With the Creed 3 release coming out this week, I thought it'd be interesting to go back and see, did Rocky Balboa appear in any comic books? And the answer to that is yes. Kind of. Sort of. Stay tuned with this video of JTTT Comics. You may ask yourself, what was Rocky's first appearance in comics? Was it a sports issue about boxing? Was it a movie adaptation? Well, the answer to that question is neither. Ironically enough, Rocky's first appearance was in a G.I. Joe comic book. Here's the issue that has Rocky's first appearance in it. It is G.I. Joe Order of Battle number 2. It is a 4-issue limited series, and it is a guidebook to all the G.I. Joe characters. That's all it is. No comic story, no nothing. It's only a guidebook. And it came out in 1987. And Rocky does have an appearance in the issue. And if we take a look at the back cover, there he is right now. That is Rocky Balboa. And there's some strange history of why he appears in a G.I. Joe comic issue. Here is Rocky's case file. It has his name, codename Rocky, his file name, Balboa Rocky, his birthplace, Philadelphia, PA, where he's from in the movies, and then has a brief synopsis from G.I. Joe's point of view all about Rocky. And if you look at the expert down here at the bottom, he says he's one of the best there is with his fists, and no one can touch him with the pulley stick. But that's not the reason I want him training the Joes. Anyone can teach technique. I want the Joes to see what it is to take a beating and come back fighting, to stand up and take everything the other guys got to give, and give back a full measure. That's worth more than a tip on how to perfect your right hook. So basically, the G.I. Joes are using Rocky as a training exercise because he was such a tough, guy in the ring, and they wanted to use him to train the other Joes. So that's about it. That's all of his first appearance. He only appears in this, and that's it. There's no comic story, and he just has a little snippet of bio. But you may ask yourself, I don't remember Rocky ever appearing in a G.I. Joe comic after this or the show. And there's some interesting backstory for that. He did, in fact, was supposed to, but then something fell through. So let me give you the backstory of why Rocky Balboa is appearing in a G.I. Joe comic book. In G.I. Joe Order of Battle number 2, the characters of the series were given their own bios in the handbook. Included was Rocky Balboa, a personal combat instructor who was born in Philadelphia. His profile said he was a well-known boxing champion who takes a secret posting to train with the team. However, Marvel had to almost immediately issue a statement saying Rocky wasn't part of the G.I. Joe universe. The reaction read, the character of Rocky Balboa, codenamed Rocky, was incorrectly included as a member of the G.I. Joe. In the G.I. Joe Order of Battle, issue number 2, on page 10, Rocky is not, and has never been, a member of G.I. Joe. Marvel smartly designed the character to be close enough to Stallone, but didn't share his exact likeness. So, what happened? Former Hasbro product manager Kirk Bosgman told Marvel False that Marvel was supposed to have a deal with Rocky Balboa to include him in the series, but after figures debuted from a competing company, they dropped him. While we were designing and sculpting Rocky Balboa, a competing toy company, Calico, was introducing Rambo action figures and vehicles to compete with us. The decision to drop Rocky was an easy one. G.I. Joe was seemingly all in on Rocky Balboa joining the squad, going as far as designing action figures, before Calico swooped in and started making their own line of figures based around the character. So basically, Rocky was supposed to appear in G.I. Joe until a competitive toy company from Hasbro bought his Rambo line and made Rambo figures, so the deal had to be scrapped. Although it would have been interesting to see Sylvester Stallone, Rocky Balboa character in the G.I. Joe franchise. I wonder how popular he would have been, and I wonder if it would have tied into some of his Rocky's movies. So there you have it. That was the brief but interesting history of Rocky Balboa's first and only comic appearance in comics. So let me know what you guys think down below. Would it have been interesting to see a G.I. Joe version of Rocky Balboa? Did you know about this version of Rocky at all in the comics? Like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video, and let's go enjoy Creed 3.